would like to welcome our Arena customers. My name is Anthony John, and I'm the Director of Product Management at Arena Solutions. Today, I'm very excited to introduce our new partnership with BrightReps. Mike, Sandy, and Matt are with us here today to discuss the new Arena Zendesk integration. Before we get started, let's do some quick introductions. Matt, please tell us about yourself or your role at BrightReps.
Thank you, Anthony. My name is Matt Moon. I'm the head of product at BrightReps, and I manage our product roadmap, product design, and product marketing.
Thank you, Matt. Sandy?
Thank you, Anthony. We're excited to be here. I am the head of operations and customer success at BrightReps.
Thank you, Sandy. And last but not least, Mike?
Thanks, Anthony. I'm the CEO and co-founder at BrightReps, and very excited to be partnering with Arena. Prior to BrightReps, I spent 9 years at SunPower, and SunPower is a manufacturer of high-quality solar products from panels to tracking technology. And my team was responsible for monitoring the performance and resolving issues if they arose on the equipment. And one of the ways that we maintained such high levels of product quality at SunPower was using Arena as our product management platform for quality. And so I'm very excited to show off the integration that we built from Zendesk into Arena.
Thank you, Mike. With that, I'll turn it over to you, Mike, to take us through the integration. Take it away.
Great. Thank you. So to start off, I wanted to provide a little bit of context into some of the problems we're looking to solve with BrightReps. And one of the things that we've observed is that in today's world, customers have extremely high expectations of the companies that they purchase from. And part of this, I think, is driven from the options that consumers have today for on-demand services, everything from rides to food to movies. And so they expect extremely high levels of responsiveness and quality from the companies that they work with. And so companies need to be able to respond to those higher levels of expectations with their own fast communications back to companies, back to customers, and really speedy resolution of problems that arise. And part of the reason for that is if customers today through social media, they have a larger and a louder voice than they've ever had. And so if you have a customer who has a problem and it's not resolved at the speed or quality that they're expecting, they can really host a lot of negative feedback and potentially damage a brand. And so we want to help companies meet those increased levels of customer expectations and respond with the speed that they're expecting. And so one of the other things that we've seen in terms of a technology evolution is that thankfully nowadays companies, they can, instead of relying on a single ERP or a single CRM and expecting every department within the company to use that for their work, they can really rely on software as a service to deliver these purpose-built solutions. And so sales department can have tools that work very well for them. The quality department can have solutions like Arena that works extremely well for them. And same with customer support. And we think this is a better model because in the old world, companies were often forced to try to fit a square peg in a round hole. One of the challenges that might be introduced with this new approach now is that these systems don't necessarily talk to each other. So you do need to find some way to integrate these platforms that these different departments are using to facilitate that seamless information flow across the company. And that's really where BrightReps comes in. So what we've done with Arena is we built an integration from the Zendesk support ticket into the Arena quality module. And what this allows companies to do is have their support agents very quickly open records within Arena when there is a product issue so that the quality team gets the information they need in their system of record. And similarly, we allow that support rep to get information back from Arena into what the current status is so that they can respond to customers very timely and with accurate information. And so let's go ahead and give a quick demo of how that that works in practice. So for those of you who are familiar with Zendesk, this should be a familiar looking screen. This is a Zendesk ticket. You can see on the left here, we have the initial description of the customer issue, as well as custom fields that have been configured for this Zendesk instance, everything from product and part, etc. On the right, we have the BrightReps Sidekick app. And the way that we built this app is really to try to merge the processes that support reps follow with the integration to the other systems that they need to complete their work. And so you can see right off the bat, we have a list of suggested flows. These are fully built out process flows that are relevant to the ticket that's being responded to. In addition to that, we also allow the support agent to find any process flow according to the category that's been defined for it. And so for today, we're going to look at an example of a process flow within the arena category, and this is to create a non-conforming materials report from Zendesk. And so right off the bat, we see that in this example process flow, what we want to do is not just go create the quality process, but actually provide some contextual information to the support rep on steps that might be required before creating that quality process. And so the first thing we've launched in this particular scenario is to ensure that some basic troubleshooting has been performed with this customer on this particular issue. And so let's say in this case the troubleshooting has been performed, so I'll mark that as complete, but that did not resolve the issue. And so by clicking no, what that does is that takes me down the decision tree branch. And now the next step in that branch is to escalate to Tier 2. And we acknowledge that companies, oftentimes there will be tickets that they may stay open for a few days or hours while it's being passed off between different departments. And so one of the things that we allow teams to do is leave notes within the app itself and specific to the step on what they would like that next agent to see or know about what's already been completed in this process. So here I'm just going to give a sample note saying that Tier 2 could not resolve. And I'm going to save that, and you can see that that's now visible on the step, and it's going to stay there for the next agent who opens this ticket. Now, if I mark that as complete, we're not able to resolve with Tier 2, so now we do need to open a non-conforming materials report. So I'm going to click on Yes, and what that's going to do now is launch the arena step. And this is an integrated step that is tied into the customer's quality module. And so you can see there's two fields that appear. There's one to give the quality process a name. I'm going to call it a battery issue. And the second one is to give it a description. And I'm going to say smartwatch won't charge. And I'm going to click Create Quality Process, and what this is going to do is it's going to take all the fields from this Zendesk ticket that have been mapped into corresponding fields within Arena, and it's going to automatically transfer those over and create a new quality process record. After that record is created, the number for that is going to be returned back into the Zendesk ticket. So you can see in this case, we've returned NCMR 136. In addition to that, we show the current status. So this is in the first step, which is non-conformance description. At any point, also the agent within Zendesk can take a sneak peek at what the current value is for all the fields. So you can see that we just opened this. So the field values in Arena are the same as the field values that just came out of Zendesk. So let's go ahead and actually see how that looks within the Arena system. So here, I'm just going to go ahead and enter that quality process number. And now let's take a look. So we see that the name and description match what we gave it in the Zendesk ticket. And when I look at the details, the details of this, all the attributes now have the values that originated from Zendesk. In addition to that, at the end of the first step, you'll see that there's a affected object, and this affected object is a link back to that original Zendesk ticket record. So what this means is that anyone who's viewing this record within Arena knows exactly where this originated from. And again, that was done completely automatically, didn't require any manual entry on the support agent's part. And when you click on that link, it does take you right back into that Zendesk ticket record. And you can see on the right-hand side, the app remembers that there's already an NCMR process flow that's in progress. And so if I click on that, it takes me right back into where I left off. And I see here that there's already been a quality process created. I see the number. At any point, I can click in to see what the current value of all the attribute fields are within Arena. And this is one example of how we provide that seamless visibility between two different departments, two different platforms, without having to actually leave the ticket screen.
Sidekick is such a perfect name for us, right? When a support rep is looking at a ticket, on the side you see this little bar which is quickly connected to Arena, giving you all that information about where did the ticket end up, what's the current status. And this is awesome. And I'm pretty sure our customers are going to love this. Now that brings us to the question, I'm pretty sure our customers are wondering the same, how easy it is to set this up.
Yeah, well, thank you. I'm glad that you asked that. And so one of the guiding principles is that we wanted to make this easy for a support team to set up on their own. Obviously, companies can hire developers or integration firms and build custom integrations, but that becomes extremely expensive. And it's not something that is typically within a support team's ability to do. So in order to set up this integration, it really requires two things. One is we need to know the workspace ID. So this workspace ID tells us what is the Arena instance that we're looking to integrate with. Now you notice that we don't actually ask for credentials here. The credentials are entered the first time that the user creates the integration or uses the quality process step, and it's based on that user's own Arena credentials.
And I just want to point out that in a workspace ID, it's very easy for any Arena admin to look up, and all they have to do is just go into admin, and it's right there.
Exactly. It's right there in the settings view, so it's very straightforward. And now in terms of how the actual fields are mapped, so you can see here, these are all the examples of different categories for flows we built out. For the Arena flow, we're going to go in and we're going to look at how is the Zendesk create NCMR process configured. So we can see here on the right, this is an overview of the process as a whole. So if you remember, we had different decision tree branches we could go down. And this gives a high-level view of all the possible branches. So as you're building out a flow, you can see all the possible scenarios and not just one. But on the left, what we have is an actual view of how this is going to look to a support rep when they're working within Zendesk. So you can see that they're going to be prompted to select a decision branch to go down for this step. So we'll say no, did not resolve the issue. It does require the NCMR. And this right here, this is the step that's integrated with Arena. And in order to set this up, everything, first of all, we have tooltips on each field. This provides some guidance for that manager or support rep who's setting this up. We allow the user to select from a drop-down all the possible quality process templates. These are coming from their workspace within Arena. And then for the fields themselves, you can see on the left here, these are all the attributes that are available within Arena. And on the right, we have a simple drop-down of all the ticket fields that are available from that user's Zendesk instance. So anything, whether it's a standard field or a custom field, they can select that and they can map it and have it automatically sent into Arena when they create that quality process. And one last thing I'll show here is that if you need to modify or add steps to this, we've made it very easy to do so. For example, if you want to drag this step below this second decision branch, you can just drag and drop it, And what it'll do is it'll update the summary flow on the right. And the summary flows, in addition, they're exportable at any time. So if you want to do a printout, you want to PDF it, you want to share it with your manager, you just hit print, and you can see exactly how it looks. It'll have the category and the title at the top left of it. And what we're really attempting to do here is merge the way that companies build their processes with the way that they use their apps and their tools, so that they're one and the same. The process flow is the app. This is exactly what the support agent is going to see. And if you need to add steps, it's as simple as clicking this Add button. We have a library of step types that are pre-configured within here. We'll be continuing to add to this over time, largely based on feedback from our customers in terms of what other integrations, what other step types are going to be valuable for their business.
Great. I totally love this, and it's so easy. It's just quickly drag and drop, and then just hit a plus, and you have a new step. And the right side, that decision tree or that flow chart, and it's magic. It automatically updates in this, and when you do things, and it's great. And of course, I'm pretty sure that export option gives people an ability to review the process before publishing it, right? And that's tremendous value for somebody who's setting it up, right? Great.
So to recap, some of the main areas of value that we think BrightReps can provide through this Arena integration with Zendesk is we think it introduces a really unique level of visibility between the Zendesk ticket and the Arena quality process record, so that those teams can stay in sync without requiring copying and pasting or emailing information back and forth. We can also really help streamline processes for support teams. Number one is keeping them all on the same page as they're working, so that everyone is working from the same process, but reducing the amount of time it takes to get the data out of the ticket into the system of record that it needs to go into. And lastly, what we think that'll result in for companies is reduced cost, and that can come in a variety of different ways. Obviously, time savings for support agents is material cost savings. Also, that increased visibility can help reduce errors, things getting lost in translation, and faster responses to customers. As they have issues, resolving those quickly, ensuring that the product is able to maintain the highest level of quality, which will, we think, provide a dramatic return on investment to companies.
All right. Thank you, Mike, for sharing how easy and quick it is to integrate in Arena and Zendesk here, right, and using BrightReps Sidekick. I definitely see immediate and tremendous value for our customers, especially around the customer feedback loop and how it can actually promote more or increase product quality for our customers. Now, I would like to cover some questions here. Now, I see one of our customers is already using BrightReps Sidekick to integrate their Zendesk instance with Arena. Now, I see 90%, and that's a big claim there. Can you take us through their journey and how they arrived at that 90%, or how did they get that ROI?
Sure, I'd be happy to. So Kinsa, they're a fantastic company. They make a smart thermometer that's targeted at really helping keep children healthy, and and the thermometer can sync with the iPhone. It's very high tech. It's very high quality. And we started working with their support team, and there were processes that their support team was going through which required touching 3 different systems in addition to Zendesk. And for Kinsa, that involved going into Shopify to create a replacement order for a customer, going into ShipStation to generate a return shipping label so that the customer could send the unit back, and then going into Arena and opening a quality record so that their quality team could have the information they needed to do a proper root cause analysis and investigation. And when you add up all the time that it took to go into those 3 different systems, it could take anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. And we've allowed them to basically build process flows in the app that automatically connect with all 3 of those tools, and it takes the time down to less than 1 minute. And so, we really think that in addition to just, having the process and those single integrations together, if you can start chaining those together with multiple integrations, those time savings really add up.
Yeah, I know. I can totally see that, right? Instead of going into all these different applications and trying to get used to the UI and everything that's involved, and then switching, copy pasting data, everything is right there on the right pane, and all you do is just click through those steps. So I'm pretty sure that 90% is pretty tack on there.
Yeah.
Cool, thank you. And I guess I had a follow-on question, but you kind of touched on it while you were telling us about Kinza's journey. What other integrations do you offer today?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we are continuing to add to our integration library, and we're doing this largely based on customer feedback. So as we engage with companies and help them with the initial integrations that we have in our library, we're also constantly looking for feedback on what else would be helpful. So what are other tools that they use as part of their support process, and what are additional integrations that we can add that will help save them time and really deliver that seamless experience for their support team. And we do that all under a flat, simple pricing structure. So our app costs $20 per user per month, and that includes access to all the integrations in our library. So whether that's one integration or as we add more over time, we want to keep that very simple for our customers from a pricing perspective.
Great.
I would also add that we have many workflow options that don't require integration. So even if you have simple flows that you want to build in the tool to be consistent that don't require an integration, those are also included in the package.
So they would become those decision trees or those steps you saw on the Sidekick sidebar there.
Exactly, to inform their customer support reps or field reps how to respond to different scenarios.
Right, just go through these steps before you go through additional processes, right? Yeah, right. That's great, yeah. All right, here's a question for Matt. How can our customers get started, and how would they get to deploy this integration?
It's a great question. So we designed BrightReps, as Mike showed, to make it just super simple to get set up. Within Zendesk, just go to the Zendesk Marketplace for the app store, and then from there, just download the BrightReps Sidekick app. Once you launch into a ticket, you'll see the BrightReps Sidekick app load on the right-hand side, and from there, it'll just prompt you to authenticate using Zendesk to set up your company name, and at that point, you're signed up. All you need to do at that point is just go to the admin portal, as Mike demonstrated, where you just set up your integration by putting in your Arena instance ID, and then going to the flow builder, just create your different process flows, which is really as easy as just dragging and dropping and configuring which fields you want to map over. So really just a matter of 10 minutes or something that would usually take months with an integration firm and thousands of dollars to do.
Yeah. And one thing I'll add as well is, we're always available to answer questions and help companies get set up. We have a live chat option on our website. Our email address, the best way to reach us is support@brightreps.com. We're really here to help these companies get set up and start saving time for their support teams.
Thank you. That's all the time we have for questions today. I'm really excited about this partnership and the new integrated solution that offers seamless flow of data between Zendesk and Arena and the value it can bring to our customers. I want to thank our customers for listening in on this webinar, and we look forward to discussing this new integrated solution with you. If you would like to learn more, please contact mike.moon@brightreps.com or support@brightreps.com. You can also contact your Arena sales representative, and we can connect you to the appropriate person at BrightReps. Thank you.